What may be the most crucial debate of the 2020 primary season happens tomorrow night right here on KDKA and CBS. It is the debate between the leading candidates for the Democratic presidential nomination, several days before the South Carolina primary, and it is also the last debate before the most important day of the primary season, Super Tuesday. And that is our topic as we go around the table campaign 2020. Joining me today is former Republican Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett. And as we go around the table, we find Jim Byrne, who is a former chairman of the Democratic Party here in Pennsylvania. So, Jim, let us start with you, since it is your party that we're talking about here. Bernie Sanders, of course, is coming off the big win in Nevada on Saturday. He also has the win in New Hampshire, and he basically won in Iowa as well. The moderate part of your party, I'll spit it out here, does not necessarily want to see Sanders do this, be the nominee. I have two quotes about that, as a matter of fact. The first is from Pete Buttigieg. Senator Sanders believes in an inflexible ideological revolution that leaves out most Democrats, not to mention most Americans. And then the campaign manager for Mike Bloomberg said, if we choose a candidate who appeals to a small base like Senator Sanders does, it will be a fatal error. Now, is this just campaign rhetoric, Jim, or is this something that the moderate part of your party is really upset about?
It's a little bit of both. And for Senator Sanders, sometimes the best way to judge one's success is by the reaction of your adversaries. And based on those two quotes, he's doing remarkably well. Those who support him in the original states that voted, and most recently in Nevada, show a cross-section of diversity. The first two states were predominantly white. Nevada has more diversity. He's done very well. So no, his message isn't just resonating apparently to Democrats. It's resonating to certain components of the party. It's resonating to everyone.
Republicans kind of went through this before already, right?
You know, I find it fascinating. This is the other version of what we went through 4 years ago. And at the time, nobody said that Trump could win. Everybody said he can't win, he can't win. The media kept saying he can't win. And he just kept winning by force of will and by investing a great deal of money. This is a little bit different in that you have a number of factions coming together to support Senator Sanders. Particularly the young people are pushing forward on this. It's fascinating to watch. The similarities are great. And it's going to be very interesting to watch the debate this time in comparison to what we saw last week.
Governor, the common denominator, I suspect, one of them anyway, is this message of populism. Donald Trump campaigned on populism. Hillary Clinton was not perceived to be the populist candidate. Many folks in the Sanders camp in 2016 felt as if they were disenfranchised because of that. Now you have the populists out front and pulling away quickly on our side. I would respectfully submit that the difference between Mr. Trump and Mr. Sanders is that there's more genuineness to the populism in Senator Sanders versus Mr. Trump.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but I will make this observation. While that campaign was going on 4 years ago, I watched it, and President Trump got a great deal of support from the media until he won. And that's my opinion. And then it turned on him tremendously because they wanted him to be the candidate against Hillary Clinton, and it didn't work out for Hillary Clinton.
Before we get Senator Sanders into the general election in November, there are some other primaries we have to go through. The first one is coming up this Saturday in South Carolina. And this is the latest poll that we have from CBS on South Carolina. Joe Biden considers South Carolina, of course, his firewall state. He still has a slim lead in this particular contest. Gentlemen?
Yep, Governor. Yeah, the poll was taken February 22nd. Bernie Sanders is 5 points behind Biden. That was right before the convincing, unequivocal victory of Bernie Sanders, 40 points, 4-1 over Mr. Biden. I understand that a Republican or a Democratic representative in South Carolina will be endorsing African American, Mr. Clyburn, I believe.
Clyburn, the whip in the House.
Yes.
He's supposed to be endorsing him tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll see what that does. Unfortunately for Vice President Biden, his support has eroded quite a bit.
Yes.
But
and what's going to be hard for him to get the money
so it
if he doesn't do well.
Stabilizing, though, in South Carolina.
Right.
All right. This potentially, Jim, has the aura of 1980, once again, Madison Square Garden, when Kennedy took on the incumbent president, Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
I mean, no, you don't have an incumbent president here,
no.
But you had a convention. I was there on that floor. People were crying. It was sobbing. It was a tough convention.
I think what we're seeing locally and across the nation with Democratic committees at all levels is a battle and this is not my phrase, but it's been out there a while, a battle for the future, the soul of the Democratic Party, the progressive wing, the new generation of leaders stepping up, not waiting to be tapped on the shoulder versus more traditional establishment types. I suspect after Super Tuesday, we may see ourselves with that ultimate end game, to use a chess analogy, between Senator Sanders and Mr. Bloomberg.
Well, we'll have to wait and see that. And of course, there's also superdelegates, a lot more to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about with the
Superdelegates.
superdelegates, because I don't see how one party says, well, we're going to have 700 votes over here on the side to help decide you because you don't know how to decide.
Well, we're going to have to get into that when the next time we go around the table. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.